Hello everyone! First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur'ain Nisa Fakhrana Binti Mama Ali. For this video, I will talk about the introduction of Japanese animation. I'm sorry if I spoiled the mood, but I'm not gonna talk about Naruto, Ghibli Studio or the great Miyazaki Hayao. That I will let my friends explain. So, we will go back to the 1900s and learn a bit of where all the anime started. In the 1907, Kasudoshashin was the first animation founded in Japan. Kasudoshashin consists of a series of cartoon images on 50 frames of a celluloid strip and lasts 3 seconds at 16 frames per second. It depicts a young boy in a sailor suit who writes the kanji characters Kasudoshashin, moving picture, from the right to left, then turns to the viewer, removes his hat, and bows. Kasudoshashin is a provisional title for the film, whose actual title is unknown. Unlike the traditional animation, the frames were not produced by photographing the images but rather were impressed onto film using a stencil. This was done with a kappa pen, a device for stenciling magic lantern slides. The images were in red and black on a strip of 35mm film, whose ends were fastened in a loop for continuous viewing. Although this is an anime, it is only 3 seconds long. A whole decade later, we got a solid piece of animation that is Nakamura Gatana. It was just a short animation that showed a little bit of Japanese style of animation technique that is called character animation. Character animations were where the animators would cut out objects and move them around. It was cheaper than cel animation, where other countries were using at that time. In 1923, a lot animation at that time were destroyed and was pushed back quite a bit because of the Great Counter-Earthquake. The animation in the world started to progress around the world because of Disney. Japan felt that they needed to catch up by using the cel animation that gave their animation quality a massive boost. Just like Ugoki Kuru no Tatehiki were one of the animation that uses cel animation. After a few years in the 1930s, Japan was in a World War III. One of the wars that Japan in was Sino-Japanese War in 1933. The Ministry of Army and especially Ministry of Navy commissioned animated short films to be shown along the newscasts to spread propagandist messages to younger people. Many small animation companies were consolidated into larger corporations, which resulted in the coordination of production. Several animators like Ofuji Noburo, Masaoka Kenzo, So Mitsuyo, Yokoyama Ruichi, Arai Wagoro, and Oishi Ikoo was one of the well-known animators at that time. Like I said, it was in the middle of war, so the animators had a hard time working in the war environment. So Mitsuyo, also well known as So Taro, opened his own studio that created Osaru no Senkichi Totsugeki Tai, meaning Senkichi the Monkey, the Stormtroopers in 1934. That is famous during the Sino-Japanese War, and other animation that produced was to aim at recruiting Japanese soldiers. The reasons of the animation were to spread propaganda. Just like Yokoyama Ruichi, he started studying animation and because of Disney's skeleton dance, and produced a medium-length propaganda movie called Fukuchan no Sensuiken, meaning Fuku-chan and the Submarine. It was best-known characters proved to be ideal vehicles for propaganda. In this time, there were no any artistic value and more about racism and violence in the animation. Thank you for watching this video. I hope everyone learned something from this video that I'm making. Thank you again.